News Channel 5 on your side presents Kaleidoscope, focusing on people who make a difference in Northeast Ohio communities.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast today. The Cleveland Heights University Heights School District was recently recognized for including students of all backgrounds in advanced placement courses. Superintendent Dr. Talisa Dixon is here to discuss the diversity and her school district and the impact it is having on students. Later on, we'll hear from the founder and CEO of the Global Parenting Network, Gregory Johnson, and President and Chaplain, Reverend Dr. Christine Mercy, later on the broadcast. After that, Hattie Larlam's Vice President of Community Services, Dottie Grexa, and Job Placement Manager Michael Gear will discuss that organization's new campaign. Good afternoon again. I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope, and so we begin. Beginning with Dr. Talisa Dixon.
Yes.
Good to have you with us.
Good morning. Thank you.
Yeah. Superintendent? Yeah, Superintendent
Yes.
of Cleveland Heights University Heights School District.
Yes.
Things are going well there, I would imagine.
Yes, things are going very well.
Yeah.
Very well.
You recently got an honor from the U.S. Department of Education. Tell me about this recognition that your district got.
Well, we were recognized for our work on equity. And we've partnered with the organization, Equal Opportunities in Schools, to provide more opportunities for our students to take advanced placement courses. We really wanted to focus on our minority students and give them the opportunity to take more rigorous courses so that they're better prepared for college once they graduate from high school.
And our U.S. Department of Education said that's a good thing.
They said it's a great thing to do, to not only put metrics in place to provide those opportunities for students, but to really make sure students understood that in order to be better prepared, they need more rigorous academic opportunities. And we in Cleveland Heights University High School District wanted to make sure that that happened for our students.
Sometimes the youngster doesn't understand that at that moment, but later on down the line.
Later on down the line, they will appreciate all of those tough courses that they had to take.
Why do you think that is vital, to take those tougher courses?
Well, we want our students to be able to compete globally with other students around the country. And in order to do that, they need to be able to tackle those rigorous opportunities to expand their thinking and really get them to really stretch themselves academically.
Yeah. When you talk to the Board of Education about this, well, what did the board say?
The board said yes. You know, I said we really need a equity policy. Let's talk about, just be serious about the opportunities that we provide for students, and let's put some language behind it. So it's not something that's one and done. That is something that we say that is a commitment that's made by not only the community but the board. And the board was very supportive in this initiative.
At the same time, we're talking about a lot of minority students. We're talking about a lot of black students.
Yes.
That's important for black students, because there is that educational gap that I hear superintendents all over the country talk about, the difference between whites and black students, the learning and all of that. You're trying to close that gap.
Trying to close that gap. We know that gap exists all over the nation, and we want to be persistent and intentional closing that gap. And part of that is recognizing, one, that the gap exists, and two, putting some metrics and things in place that we're intentionally focused on closing it. And a lot of that comes from the Board of Education, is really asking those questions of the superintendent and the organization.
Now, are you trying to raise the level now? Is this K through 12?
K through 12.
So you even want the little kids?
Even want the little
primary school kids. They've got to study longer and harder.
Yes. We even started, we're bringing more pre-Ks into our school district, because we want to be able to say to the community, listen, we want to be able to have students that have a stronger foundation when they enter in kindergarten. So we need to expand the opportunities for our pre-K students. We've opened those doors as well.
About how many students are we talking about in the entire Cleveland Heights University Heights School District?
5,300 students.
And the goal is to get all 5,300 educated.
All educated.
Now, do the teachers buy into this now? The teachers' unions and all of that, they're buying into this too.
They're buying into it. We have an equity task force, and the equity task force is actually going out and meeting with our building leadership teams and providing professional development. We want our teachers to be really equipped on how to work with students from diverse backgrounds, and so they're on board and been really supportive in this initiative.
If we do this nationwide, what's the result?
We would have equitable and excellence education for all of our students across the United States.
Is this what's foremost in your mind right now? Is this one of the things you think about? I know you got a lot of things. You got superintendents have a lot of balls they got to keep in the air like that. Is this one of those big balls that you got to keep in the air? Keep that ball flying.
We have to keep this. Yes, this is a #1 priority. You know, public education is something that we're for all of our students in the United States, and we have to make sure that we do it right and do it right for all of our students.
We got a new administration coming in Washington, D.C., and the Trump administration is coming in. You are going to continue to push this even as the Obama administration leaves, the Trump administration comes in. You're going to continue to push this philosophy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you see any stumbling blocks with what you're trying to do right now in Cleveland Heights, University Heights?
No, I think the only stumbling block is just educating our community and our staff and making sure that people understand that this is important and that we must be intentional about educating all students, and we must change our practices, even the way we fund our schools. We have to be intentional to make sure that all of our students are doing well.
Yeah, well, that's the goal. We appreciate you being on the broadcast talking about what's going on in the Cleveland Heights University Heights School District. Dr. Talisa Dixon is the superintendent there, and we are much appreciative of your being on the broadcast.
Well, thank you for this opportunity.
Tell all 5,300 kids we said hi. And the faculty and staff as well, too.
Yes.
Everybody over there.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Good to see you. I'll take a break. We'll be right back in just a moment. By the number, you can go to chuh.org. That's the website for Cleveland Heights University Heights. And you can go to 371-7171 in the 216 area code. That's the phone number. Take care, Dr. Dixon. And now I'll be right back in just a moment with you. You are in touch with Kaleidoscope. I'm Leon Bibb. I'm always glad to have you with me. The Global Parenting Network provides resources to parents through workshops and conferences. Its founder and CEO, Gregory Johnson, and president and chaplain, the Reverend Dr. Christine Mercy, are both here to tell us more about this organization, the Global Parenting Network. Good to see you both.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah.
Great.
Greg, let's start with you. You're founder and CEO of the Global Parenting Network. What is it? What does it do?
Global parenting focuses on parenting, which we believe and we know is the foundation of every society throughout the world. Many things are paid for. Programs are designed to address issues that should have been addressed at home. And parents are the leaders of the home, all right? The seeds of society are really presented and grown through the home. So parenting, we work with parents all over the world around strengthening their position, celebrating them as leaders, the genuine leaders, and helping them to gain knowledge and skills to improve what they're trying to do at home.
Reverend Christine Mercy, you're the president and chaplain of the organization. If we fix the family, fix it with the parents and the kids, we're kind of fixing the many parts of the world, aren't we?
Absolutely. It's so vital because, you know, I have traveled all over the world. I've gone to many tribal cultures where the elders help to raise the children. And so the children have a very solid structure of learning before they even go to school. The problem, particularly in this country, is that everybody lives so far apart that you don't have that structure in place anymore. And because of that, you've got so many young people having children who don't even know who they are as people.
They're adolescents themselves.
Exactly. So how on earth can you as a child have another child and expect to be responsible? I mean, we were talking the other day, we were to an event here in Cleveland, and I had a young woman sitting next to me who's just yelling and shouting at her child. The child's not taking any notice of her. Obviously, the child is used to being told to sit down and shut up. And it was just upsetting to see. So we are really passionately committed to helping people, families, communicate effectively with their children, not just emotionally, not just physically, but we are spiritual beings too, hence why we need a chaplain.
Gregory, how do you do that? How do you do this now? And you're trying to do it on a global basis too.
Yes, we've been conducting workshops, working with other organizations. We've been working with Attachment Parenting International, been working with Father Family Coalition of America. We've been to California, we've been to the Philippines, Canada, all over the world talking about parenting, the value of parenting. We have a parenting toolbox, which we won't go into today. If you want to know more about it, visit our website. Yeah. But we have tools, basic tools, to allow parents to think more about what they're doing. We call that conscious parenting. We also have more awareness around the glass is half full as a parent versus glass is half empty, such as Christine was talking about, the parent yelling at a kid. Let's think about the child as a gift. It is every child is a gift from God.
Now this is really basic stuff we're talking about, right?
Very basic, but no one lives this way anymore, Leon.
Why is that? What is it that keeps us from living the way you say we ought to live?
I think we have many things distracting us from being ourselves. And we talk about attachment parenting. We talk about, as Christine was talking about, the parent yelling at a child, or we sit down with our cell phones and we pay more attention to this two-dimensional thing versus a three-dimensional relationship. We have outsiders telling us what to do, and we're paying more attention to them because we want to be accepted by them versus taking care of our basic core elements of family and home.
I want to put a website on the screen, globalparentingnetwork.com, globalparentingnetwork.com. When I grew up, everybody sat around a table like this, my family. Our kids, me and my sister, my mother and father, we sat around the table here and the television was off and we talked about life, and the lessons about life came over the bowl of soup or whatever we were eating for dinner that day. That's how it needs to be.
But Leon, we don't do that anymore. For example, traditionally, when we were younger, and I put my same, you know.
We're in the same generation.
We're in the same generation. Sunday was a day, no television, nothing. We sat down as a family to eat. Nowadays, we go to our separate rooms, or we have a TV tray, or we're working on the computer while we're eating. We no longer get together to talk about things, talk about each other, talk about the activities of the week.
I've got a minute remaining. Christine, so what do people do? How do people connect with you so they can do better as parents?
Obviously go to the website, and we have different workshops that we conduct throughout the year. Many events. We're about to have a television show which will go out to all 198 countries in the world on 5 television networks. So, but we're honored to be with you, and you know, President Barack Obama awarded Gregory and I Lifetime Achievement Awards.
And you're wearing the pin.
Yeah,
you're wearing the pin
because
now.
he recognizes, he is very passionately committed to family. So is Donald Trump. I'm very, very happy that we have a president coming in who's committed to this. So we want to help. We want to help bring families back together again. And I know you.
I've got 10 seconds.
Well, we want to recognize the fact that you value parenting. You've been an outstanding parent. You've talked about it for the 30 or more years that I've known you, and we'd like to honor you, recognize you with our pen, our first pen.
Let me see that. Well, how nice. Let me see. Well, thank you. You're one of your first pens. Well, I will wear
That's the first pen. And present you with a certificate.
Oh, well, I didn't know all of this was coming. I didn't know you came bearing gifts and awards. I appreciate that. We'll put this on the family, on the wall at the house.
Okay, and this is the award.
Parenting Ambassador.
Parenting Ambassador.
I'm trying to be an ambassador.
We're setting up ambassadors throughout the world. You are our first.
Oh, thank you. How nice. Okay. How nice. Very nice. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I've got to take a break right now, but we'll talk a little bit after the broadcast, too. Thank you so much, Greg.
Thank you.
You too, Christine. Okay. Be well, my friends, and thank you so much. Up next, Hattie Larlam unveils a new program. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Joining me now are two people from Hattie Larlam, which is an organization that works with people with developmental disabilities. Good to have Dottie Grexa. She's Vice President for Community Services and Vocational Programs with Hattie Larlam. And Michael Gear, he's Job Placement Manager. Good to have you both with us. You here talking about an I Am Able campaign. Tell me about that, Dottie.
The I Am Able campaign really focuses on the highlighting the abilities of adults with developmental disabilities and the things that they can offer in the workforce. They're hardworking, capable, and they make great employees.
Yeah. When you say, and I'll hold this up so the public hears what we say, I am able is what it's about. What are you saying with I am able, Michael?
Well, the I am able message is designed to highlight the skills of individuals with disabilities, people with disabilities, and to highlight what they are able to do. And the message is they're able to get into the workforces and be great employees. You know, recently I worked with one young man who got hired out of our training programs, one of our social enterprises, and he's been employed, and his manager reached out to me to say, can you work with us to find more people to work in our organization and to fill these positions, because he's such a wonderful employee.
People with developmental disabilities can be very good workers.
Absolutely.
Reliable, on time, doing what they need to do, right?
Absolutely.
And that's what you're talking about, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is.
You brought a video with you, and we're going to show it. We're going to roll a little of that video while we're discussing it. Why do you think this is so vital?
Well, you see a lot of the sports heroes and the tough and the hardworking videos that they put out of them, and that really reflects on our workforce as well. In the video, you'll see Shanice. She works at our Canal Place Cafe in Akron, Ohio.
Yeah.
When she came to us, she was shy. She didn't make eye contact. She was very, very backward. And through our program and doing hard work and contributing and we're interacting with customers, she's become a vital part of our organization. She's confident, and she'll be out in the community soon.
Yeah. Michael, you've placed a lot of people in positions throughout the area now.
Absolutely. In the year 2016, we placed about 100 different people with disabilities in community employment. So there's really a big push within our organization to connect employers with a more diverse work group.
Yeah. There are employers out there who may be listening now. Well, how big an area are you working with? Are you serving? We're
working in northeastern Ohio, primarily in Summit, Portage, and Stark County, but you know, people are always willing to drive to find the right employer.
And what do you want them to realize, these employers? What are you trying to get them to realize?
That people with developmental disabilities are great workers, and they can add a lot to an employer's to the workplace. Their customer service is excellent, and that we just really want them to consider employing them.
You brought some buttons with you. Now you're both wearing buttons where you've written in your own.
It's a resume word, so a word that I am able and something.
And yours says I am creative. You've made the word creative, and yours says I am perceptive.
Yes.
Yeah. And you brought one for me
brought one
too.
for you. We sure did.
And I'm to write in what I think that I am for my employer, right?
Absolutely.
Here at Channel 5, I should tell them that I am
perfect.
I am confident. That's
Excellent.
okay.
Very good resume word.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a good word, and I'm reliable. I show up every day. I rarely call in sick. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, that's what employers really are looking for out of employees. Confident, dependable, you know, the same skills that we all look for in the people we work with.
Now, how can people get in touch with you so they can link up with somebody who is developmentally disabled but a good worker and looking for work?
Yeah, absolutely. They can check out our website, which is hattielarlam.org, or our specific iamable.hattielarlam.org. We're also on social media with Facebook and Twitter, and we'd encourage people to follow us and share our posts.
Yeah, I like that. iamable.hattielarlam.org. More information on everything we're talking about is at the bottom of the screen for those of you who are watching on television. Of course, if you're watching on television, Leon, of course. We got a couple of people in the studio watching as well. This is vital to what we're talking about, isn't it?
It is.
This is the difference between finding success and not having success in life for your clients. Is that what we're talking about?
That's exactly what we're talking about. You know, the people that we work with, they want to get out in the community and they want to contribute, and they want to contribute towards taxes. You know, one of the most impressive things, I think, is when somebody tells me, you know, I paid my taxes, and this is an incredible thing for them.
And that's a success.
It is, absolutely. It is.
Where we might complain about it, being an able-bodied taxpayer.
And you're about the business of providing successes for your clients.
In creating those opportunities. That's really what our role is to open up the door and create the opportunities, and the person will take the ball and run with it.
Many thanks, Dottie Grexa, Vice President, Community Services at Hede Larlam, Michael Gear, who's Job Placement Manager. Many thanks for being on the broadcast.
Thank you for having us.
I am confident.
Remain confident.
I will remain confident. We all are, because we are all able. Back in a moment. Time for the Morning Exchange segment. That means Marsha Mockaby, the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, who's a partner on our broadcast. Always good to have you with us, Marsha.
It's always good to be here, Leon. Thank you.
Yeah, what are you thinking about?
Well, I'm thinking about this new century of operation of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, and how exciting it is to be in a position now to be looking at growing the capacity of the Urban League to deliver on all of this community expectation that we're seeing and hearing. And it's just very encouraging to see how the community is supporting and cheering the Urban League on at this stage in our developments.
I would imagine Kaleidoscope helps you do that too, this broadcast.
Just a little bit. Just a
You're
little
on
bit.
with us every week.
Oh, Leon, it has been a wonderful, and as you know, we recently gave an award to News Channel 5 because you've been such a great partner.
The television station is appreciative of that too.
Absolutely, and we're thankful for the partnership, and it keeps us out there. I can't tell you that at least 2 or 3 times a month people say, I see you on Kaleidoscope, you and Leon, and they talk about how much fun we have and how our energy together. So I tell them how much I enjoy it and appreciate it.
Well, it's been a good relationship. It continues to be a good relationship. I believe in what you do.
Thank you.
As a child, I knew about the Urban League. I knew about it because it was always in the news and always doing something. And to tell you a funny story, my dad worked at the post office for 31 years. And when I was coming of age where I was looking for a part-time job in high school, my dad says, go to the Urban League. They get a lot of mail that comes through the post office, my dad would say. So he says, if they get that much mail, they must be doing something right.
Well, you know, and thank you for saying that, because I recently have been meeting with community leaders, and they say the Urban League is doing things. So that's exactly how we want to be known.
You keep on doing it. That's going to do it for us. Take care, everybody, and be well.
This has been a presentation of News Channel 5's Kaleidoscope.